40% of the polls of the 2018 cycle in the major Senate and governor races were wrong. They had the wrong winner. And 60% had the wrong margin by 2 points or more. Just absolutely terrible, terrible findings. Unbelievable. The fact that 4 out of 10 polls said A would win and B actually won is a disgrace. And very few of these Senate races were less than a point or two. Most of them were fairly significant margins. Even in a state like Indiana, where it ended up being, I think, a 7 or an 8 point margin, more than half of the polling firms got it wrong. They blew fairly easy calls. Now, I understand that in a state like Florida, where we really still don't know the result of who won for senator or for governor, or Arizona, that there could be mistakes in who won and who lost, and I've not counted those in the 40% figure. But in the other states where it was perfectly apparent who was going to win, a lot of the pollsters got it wrong. So the question is, who do you trust? To drill more deeply to look at this inaccuracy, I looked at the top 10 polling organizations and compared their final poll in each of the hotly contested Senate and governor races with the results on Election Day. And usually these final polls were 1, 2, or 3 days before the actual election. And most of them, or many of them, got it wrong. 40% got it wrong. And interestingly enough, of the top 10 polling organizations, 9 got it wrong in a pro-democratic bias, saying a Democrat would win when a Republican did win, or a Democrat would lose by 6 points, whereas in fact he lost by 10. It was a pro-democratic slant in almost all of these polling groups. The only group that averaged a pro-Republican error was the Trafalgar polling group. But all of the others, when they made a mistake, they overstated the Democrats' chances of winning. The most accurate polling firm was Quinnipiac, which made an average of a 2-point mistake. That was all within the margin of error, a 2-point pro-Democratic mistake. The second most accurate was Gavis, which made a 2.5% mistake, again pro-Democrat. Trafalgar, the third most accurate polling firm, was an average of 2.7 points wrong, but this one, for a change, overstated the Republicans' chances of winning. And the fourth most accurate was Emerson, which made a 2.8% error, again a pro-Democratic error. The least accurate polling firm, which should be no surprise to anyone, was NBC Marist, which had an average error of 6.8%. I mean, close it down and go to a gypsy fortune teller for better numbers than that. Oddly, the second worst polling firm, believe it or not, was Fox News, which made an average 5-point mistake, 5.0. And both Fox and NBC were Democrat errors, overstating the margin the Democrat would win by. The other errors were CBS overstated Democratic chances by 4.0, Harris by 3.5, CNN overstated Democratic chances by 3.0. Now, will these pollsters go back and correct their methodology? Will they knock themselves in the head and say, oh my God, we got it wrong, let's lay off our staff and start from scratch? No way. There's been not a word of criticism of these polling firms when 4 out of 10 of the polls were wrong. Wrong. They said that Beto would win and Cruz won. They said that Bredesen would win and Blackburn won. Just absolutely incredible that they got this wrong and that there are no consequences. I hope that what you do is you take this list, it's in a column that's on my website, and you clip it out and you keep it so that when 2020 rolls around, you know who not to believe.